How's it going, guys? It's Kongi here. So I've just got back from the gym and finally cooked dinner, so hence why I look like absolute shit. And unfortunately repping the CLG shirt, even though they got absolutely fucking shit on today. But anyway, so I asked guys today to do an Ask Konki 4 today, the hashtag, and you guys will give me some pretty sick questions, so I'm going to give it a whirl and give a go to answering them all. So first of all, I've got a question from Jax DF. Would you rather spend the rest of your life reading Jaden Smith tweets or 8vs videos? Now, to be completely honest, Jaden Smith fucking retarded, but I would rather read Jaden Smith's tweets because 8vs videos are just the worst thing in the world and they go for so long. So reading tweets, you know, short period of time, watching videos takes forever. So yeah. Next question is from Stallard. Now, what's the scariest dream you've ever had? Now, I've had sleep paralysis twice in my life, both from Slender Man. As sad as that is to admit, I've got a bit of an obsessive sort of thought process sometimes, and I get a bit whack in some sort of situations. But back a couple of years ago, I really got indulged in the sort of story and the myth behind it, like reading a lot of fan fiction and reading a lot of all that kind of shit about it, watching the series about it and watching all the real life videos and experiences that people have had and shit like that. And eventually, if you guys want to sleep paralysis, this is basically having a nightmare that you can't escape from, you can't wake up. And basically the whole the nightmare I had twice was basically I was like lying in my bed and the figure came into my room and was basically standing over me, like, you know, fucking torturing me, and I couldn't do shit. So that's happened twice, and I never wish that upon my worst enemies. Sleep paralysis is fucked. Next question from Buse. Now, what's your biggest regret? I don't really have a huge sort of life regret. I somewhat regret, I regret not studying hard enough in school, but you know, like, that's just pretty much, I wouldn't be where I am today if I had lived my life differently, so I can't really complain about that. My biggest regret, now I can't complain too much because I'm very happy in the situation I'm in at the moment with my girlfriend and everything like that, but my biggest regret would be I was in year 12, I think, and really gorgeous girl asked me to go to her school ball. And I said no because I pussied out because it was for a school that I didn't actually know anyone from, so I used that as an excuse, the fact that I didn't know anyone. I think I made up some bullshit excuse like I had friggin' a birthday on or something. It was pathetic, and she right now is so pretty, and it's like, goddamn, I would have made so many new friends that night, and absolutely, I couldn't believe myself. But anyway, like I said, I can't complain too much because I'm happy now, but that was pathetic. Blacktown Lad or Michael asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? I kind of see myself living over east. In Perth's it's good, and it's got a lot of money in Perth, but insurance industry wise, there's a lot of money in either Melbourne or Sydney, and I can really see myself over there. Maybe even in 10 years, I would like to do a stint in London as well. There's a lot of work over there for my industry also, but ultimately, I just really like to sort of be quite settled down in a house with, in 10 years, maybe a kid or two, you know, happily married and shit. Because they'll be fucking 31 in 10 years, Jesus Christ. So yeah, just, you know, in a good relationship, hopefully living somewhere over east and just working hard and making the dollars. Next question is from Taylor Latte. What's your plan for your trip to Melbourne? Now, as you guys might know, I'm flying over east to PAX Australia on October the 31st. I'll be staying in Melbourne with Costa and another friend of mine, Danny, who you guys might not know. But yeah, me and Costa will be there for 3 days, 31st of October to the 2nd of November. I'll be at PAX Australia on Saturday. And if you guys want to meet up at all, hit me up, and I'll definitely be around the city on the Friday and the Sunday. Going to the Crown on Friday night, and Saturday we'll probably get on the piss, so that'll be enjoyable. Next question from Kenko FN. Do your friends know you do YouTube? Now, a handful do. I keep this very quiet. As I've probably said before in some previous commentaries and stuff, my videos stayed relatively low-key and not many people knew about it, except for a handful of people who I felt like super comfortable around. But it was, you know, you didn't want to brag about that back in high school, you know, like if you got found out that you're making COD videos, everyone would call you like a massive nerd and all that kind of shit. But I never got around that. So my YouTube videos first sort of came public that people knew I made them when around the time I got sent to Gold Coast for Guitar Hero. People kind of that raised questions, and then people found my channel, yada yada yada. But nowadays I don't talk about it to my friends. Like, they know I do it, but it's just not a conversation that comes up unless my friends either do play COD or are interested in my videos. But that's pretty much it. So no, people don't think anything differently of me. Like, they used to, but now, yeah, it doesn't affect them, so it's no big deal. Frenchie asks, dogs or cats, and why? Yeah, cats for sure. I would love a dog. Like, my girlfriend has a dog, and it's great because we get to take her to the dog beach, and, you know, it's really nice walking around the park and shit like that. But I'm quite lazy when it comes to that, and having a cat is just so easy, and they're so cuddly, and I've just always adored cats from a young age, so yeah. Jesky asks, what's the best thing you reckon you've done so far for yourself in life? Now, this is a different one. In high school now, it's either basically, for my high school at least, it was either you go to straight to TAFE or like to get an apprenticeship or something, or straight to uni. It was nothing else. Like, there was no taking a gap year, there was no friggin' going to work full time or anything like that. Nothing. It was like you worked like an apprenticeship and go through TAFE and shit like that, or hairdressers, plumbing, you know, electrician, whatever, or you went to uni and studied. Now, a lot of people, that didn't work. So I'm in my 4th year out of school now, and only 2 people I know have degrees that I went to high school with. The rest have either dropped out, changed courses, got jobs, anything like that. But the best thing I've ever done for myself was I was going to take 6 months off and work full time to see what I felt about how I felt about working in an office, to really think if I was going to pursue that career. But yeah, then my dad managed to snag me a job in insurance. The first year was hard, but where I am now, I can't complain. I'm pretty fucking happy, so yeah. Jesus asks, opinion on people who SWAT and DDoS. Now, this was one I really wanted to answer, but really didn't, because I don't want to open myself to people who are going to SWAT me or DDoS me for any particular reason, but it's pretty fucking gay. Like, I understand, like, 2 sides of the story. Like, it's amazing how much people can obtain with just computers and technology, like how much information, how unsecure some people leave their accounts and shit like that with all similar passwords, and, you know, like how easily does some of these people get doxxed, you know, like their information's crazy. But I really like it in the aspect that they can obtain it for good, you know, like people can establish, you know, where drug dealers might be located due to, like, how they took down the Silk Road, like good and bad that, but how people took down the Silk Road due to, you know, learning, like, getting people's information and shit like that just through the internet. It's fucking crazy. But sending SWATs out, like, the police are so uneducated in this whole situation that it can really fuck up a person's life, you know, like, because no one gets it. It's like, why was there a cop car sent to your house? Well, because people on the internet thought it was funny. No one gets that yet. No one of age gets that, so it's really unfair on the people that it happens to, and I feel really bad for the people who it's happened to, so yeah. Haz asks, what do you do as a job? Now, I'll try to explain as I'm an insurance broker. That's basically what I am. I got the job. I started working in insurance about 1.5 years ago now. I started off selling professional indemnity, which was basically, it's your legal insurance for big corporate bodies. And now I'm currently doing housing insurance. So, you know, say if people want to build a house, or yeah, that's basically what I'm doing at the moment. It's quite good because learning such a small product really will be able to broaden. I'll be able to learn a small part and then move on to bigger things in the future. I'm currently studying at the moment, and but yeah, so everything's gone pretty sweet. I really like my job because it's really social. Like, you've got to have a real good connection with your clients. So yeah, it's really cool. Now, Simple asks, favourite TV show and movie of all time. Now, this is hard because I've got a few. Favourite TV show, I just rattling off the top of my head, like, I absolutely adore Californication, How I Met Your Mother, really get around Breaking Bad, but I still haven't finished it, unfortunately. I'm halfway through season 4, and then obviously your Simpsons, South Park, Futurama, all that shit. Movie is a really hard one as well. I really like comedies mainly, like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I think, yeah, that one, yeah, was one of my favourites ever, along with Getting to the Greek. As well as I really get around Shutter Island. That was fucking insane, that movie. But aside from that, like, I really like, you know, Emperor's New Groove and a lot of the Disney movies and shit. And yeah, I can't really pick one, to be fair. Now, Bailey says, coming in late, but whatever. What is your favourite food? Now, this is hard as well, since I worked in a restaurant. Like, My favourite food would be a good steak. I'm a bit of a steak connoisseur myself. I've done the Rockpool $130 Wagyu sirloin, and I've looked everywhere. Like if I go to a nice restaurant, I'll usually pick the steak because it's simple usually, and I really like how little you can do to make it such a big difference. So and I've really liked learning how to cook a good steak and that kind of stuff. But my favourite sort of type of food, like would be probably Mexican. So yeah. Chai, now what do you think of this image? Little kid Brendan Cheney on a TV show, looks like a Judge Judy or some shit, admits he threw a pine cone. Why do you tweet this shit at me, man? I don't fucking know. He looks like a little faggot, and he looks pretty sad. Yeah. Addy asks, have you almost ever died? Closest I've probably come to dying was I've had a few near sort of drowning experiences. I don't think I've ever come close to dying as so much. I remember there was one time where I tried to swim. I had quite a big pool in my last house, and I did 3 laps underwater without breathing, and I have really bad asthma, so I came up basically not being able to breathe, and no one was sort of around or anything like that to bring me my puffer, so that was pretty fucking scary. I had to, not just like literally being gasping for life sort of thing. But another time I was surfing out at a local place called The Spot, about 45 minutes from my house, and I went down a gap in the reef, and basically it was quite a big gap, but I kind of went underneath the rocks and was kind of awkwardly, and I had to basically like climb out, but underneath the water, getting all washed around, you don't know which way's up or down, and you don't know how contorted you are or anything like that, so that was fucking scary, actually having to pull myself out, and like right on the last breath of air, I've come up and taken a breath, and like as I've taken about, half a breath, another wave's caught me back on the head, and I was straight down, rolling over the rocks and shit, and that it's quite big, the surf, and it was just like, the fact of, am I going to come up, is pretty terrifying, so... And now Blitz asks, do you want my haircut and cheekbone structure? If you guys haven't seen this guy, he's fucking handsome. So, dude, the haircut, I'm not sure about the cheekbones. Look, I'm not a bad looking, that's alright. But the haircut, for sure, I dig the haircut. And Matry X, I think it is, asks, as a guy, are you 100% normal around gay guys, or does it offset you in any way? The stereotypical gay guy, though. Now, the stereotypical gay guy, I can't force a stereotype, because there's, very feminine and that kind of stuff. Is the stereotype very loud clothing, very loud personality? Now, I've got no problem with that at all. Like, providing. I worked with a gay guy for a while at my restaurant, and I was quite homophobic before this period in my life, and not like I wouldn't go out of my way to judge people or anything like that, but I felt quite uncomfortable around it. But basically, this guy, Josh, his name was, he basically just established to myself, like we got quite close as friends, and he basically established to me, dude, I know you're straight, I'm not going to touch you. Like, fucking, that's basically it. He goes, we can tell if you're gay or straight. We're not going to fucking go there, like, get over yourself, really. So that's pretty much it. And I've got a few homosexual friends, and I don't feel any uncomfortable sort of way around them. Like, I wouldn't go to a gay bar or anything like that. But, I'll take you to a gay bar, as my video is. But, no, honestly, it doesn't make any difference to a person. If the person's genuine, like, if the person expects to be treated differently because they're gay, that's not okay with me. But if they're a normal person with a different sexual preference, good on them. It doesn't matter. Do what you're happy with, really. So, yeah. Now that's basically all the questions I've taken for now. I got quite a few, but I didn't really have too much time. I didn't want to make this video too long. But it's oh shit, it's already 14 minutes now. But I'm gonna try to finish off now the rest of my mini with Zolka, but that probably won't happen knowing me. Got a commentary that I'm gonna do for Cruiser, which is on vegans and vegetarians. I was meant to do that a while ago, but Vaven's actually sent me a gameplay, so I'll use that. So expect that within the next couple of days, and hopefully another mini for myself and Costa. I'm meant to be doing a mini with fucking Jake NV, so it's hard. I'm trying to toss all my shit together, and I'm trying to make like an infinite video and stuff like that. So hopefully I get around to everything, but expect more from this space. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. It's been Conky. Peace.